Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the greatest organic watch channel out there. You know, me and Kino always try to bring you what's really happening out there in the Muppet boiler room secondary gray watch market. Unbelievable but true, but we do. Unbelievable. You know, this morning I was woken up by Kino that he has some very, very important information that he wanted me to share with you guys. Unbelievable but true. Unbelievable. And you're really in for a doozy of what I'm going to talk to you guys about. I mean, this happens more and more often than what you believe, you know? It really does. And what I'm going to tell you, you know, the Muppet Boiler Room secondary gray watch market channels and dealers won't tell you, but me and Kino will. Because, you know, it's the kind of people me and Kino are, you know? We like to tell you what's really happening out there so you can protect yourself, you know, from FlimFlammers, you know, a bunch of spoof balls. You know, we got a bunch of spoof balls out there FlimFlamming a lot of people, you know? It's a hard time at this moment, really, really hard. But before I get into all this, you know, that I want to talk to you about, let's go into my magical intro. So, gentlemen, I'm back, you know? And we're going to talk about a subject. You know, before I get into that subject, I want you guys to know that never consign your watches, never wire transfer, and always pay with American Express or with a very strong backbone credit card that can protect you from all these spoof balls that flim-flam you. Unbelievable but true, right? So I just want to get that out of the way. Don't forget, never consign your watches, never wire transfer, and always pay with American Express. You'll be good to go, all right? They won't be able to flim-flam you that easy. Anyway, guys, you know, we had a gentleman here that had a real bad situation with a consignment watch Ponzi scheme. We're talking about the gentleman with the trucking sweat stain hat, the jumbo whiteout ears, small feet, small little hands, 4 feet 11 inches with skin tight leotard jeans. Unbelievable. I believe that gentleman right now is caged up. You know, he's caged up. You know, he's caged up already, you know? Unbelievable. But the reason I'm using this gentleman right now is so you understand that he is not the only one that has spoofball and flim-flam a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there. You know, this morning I was awoken by Kino, my manager. Unbelievable, that Kino. Unbelievable, the information he always gets. You're the man. You know, Kino told me that somebody that basically was a they say that he was a very respected in the watch community. You know, he was very respected in the watch community. Very respected. And he was always dressed to the T, you know, always had a Montclair hoodie on, you know, with Louis Vuitton Nike sneakers, you know, a red Supreme backpack, you know, and he had an unbelievable orange go fast car. Unbelievable. This man had money everywhere, you know. He would walk into one of these watch dealers and he would say, let me have 5 watches, and boom, here's the $250,000 for the 5 watches, you know? We're talking about when, you know, coronavirus first started to today. So he had all these watch dealers going crazy, you know, buying watches left and right, you know, and paying and buying from A and paying and buying from B and paying and buying from C and paying. So there was a moment there they had a real good, you know, reputation with all these watch dealers. So now he started asking for watches in consignment, you know, and some of these watch dealers give you, you know, 30, 60, you know, like that gentleman, that gentleman, Deputy Droopy Butthole Eyes, you know, he gives to his watch dealers, he gives, you know, probably 30 days and 45 days. And the way the watch dealers work, they don't work in consignment, they work on memos, you know, they'll do a 45, 60-day memo. Or a 30-day memo, depends, you know. They lock it up, you know, and that's it. You shake on it. I'm giving you 60 days to pay me this watch. Like, in other words, the watch is sold. right? Because they're taking in a memo. It's not a consignment, it's a memo. Basically, you're saying that you're buying this watch and in 60 days you're gonna pay this watch. Or that in 30 days you're gonna pay this watch. It's sold already, you know? And that's how it is. You're taking the watch and memo. It's not like you're returning it back now. No. You took it and memo because you're gonna sell it. And they're giving you terms, but it's a memo. So this gentleman started doing that, getting watches in consignment. And what he was doing was he would take $300,000 worth of consignment watches. He would go pawn it and get $250,000 and pay $250,000 to Juan. An example, Juan from Opus in Time. And he would pay me. Wow, he paid me. Unbelievable. Then he would go to Sonny and get $500,000 in watches. And he would go pawn it in California for $400,000. And he would pay, let's say, Mike. He would go pay Mike. So he had this thing going on. And this started happening in the time where we had all this money coming in. You know, you had government grants, government money. And there was money everywhere. People were in lockdown and people were bored and people were doing business left and right like it was a joke. So he kept on getting watches on memo and pawning them to pay D. Again, he would take watches in memo to pay F, you know? And this is what he was doing. You know, times started getting tough. You know, it's not a easy thing to get off the Range Rover, you know. People don't want to get off the Range Rover. They want to keep on riding the Range Rover. They want to keep on using, you know, that orange go fast car. You know, they want to keep on eating that beautiful $1,000 dinner, you know, $2,000 dinner. It's something that it's very hard to get off, but you have to get off because there's no more money, you know, no hay más dinero. La situación está jodida, está caótica, you know? But they don't want to get off it. They want to keep on living that lifestyle, you know? So you keep on doing that, you know? You keep on taking watches on memo from different watch dealers. You know, like say an example, here in Aventura, you go to Aventura, you go to Boca, you go to downtown Miami, you go to West Palm Beach, you go to California, you go to New York, and you're all over the place buying watches because you're a very well-known character in the watch business, in the watch industry. So people know who you are and they're giving you watches. But suddenly the situation got really, really, really bad. Really, really bad. And he wouldn't get off. He wouldn't get off that orange go fast car. He wouldn't get off the Range Rover. You know, he wouldn't stop those dinners. It's very hard. It's very hard to be in a penthouse and come down to the first floor. Nobody wants to do that, but it's reality. You have to come down. That's nothing bad. It's not a crime. When things are tough, you come down, you know, you become smaller, you know, but he just didn't know how to do it. So things were getting tough for him, you know, it was getting tricky because A was calling, hey man, it's already been 70 days. I gave you 60 days. Hey, it's been 40 days. I gave you 30 days. And, you know, you have to be an expert to maintain the people you own, because this is a Ponzi memo pawn scheme, you know? It's a Ponzi scheme. You know, it's a Ponzi memo pawn scheme. But sooner or later, you're going to get tangled up because you have so many different dealers that you have watches on memo that you're going to get, you know, you're going to get confused. And this is where you're going to get pinched. They're going to find out. So, gentlemen, they say, my manager, Kino, unbelievable. They say that this gentleman has taken a lot of these watch dealers for over $7 million. And he is nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And remember, this is not a consignment. Like, you know, in consignment, you have a contract, you sign, all that information, blah, 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 blah. This is a memo. This is a man-to-man handshake, and that's basically it, you know? So it's a little bit different than a consignment, you know? You can get away with it a little bit easier on memo, in the memo way. The consignment, it's a little bit different, you know? They're hunting. They have a real big hunt on this gentleman now that he cannot be found anywhere. Anywhere. So I'm making this video for you Muppet Boiler Room secondary gray watch market channels out there. If you haven't been spoofball or FlimFlam by this Hoodwick, you know, pay attention. He might be in your town. He might be in your city. And I'm telling you that he has taken for so many people that it's not funny. I know a few of them that have been taken for $250,000, $150,000, $300,000. And they say that he has taken a bunch of these watch dealers for like, I said 7 million, it can be probably 6, you know, but I think it's like $7 million. So if you are out there and you are a watch dealer, you know, in this channel, we don't use nobody's name. We just give you, you know, some kind of, you know, the red backpack, you know, Supreme Louis Vuitton red backpack. Unbelievable. Orange Go Fast car. Unbelievable. Nike Louis Vuitton sneakers. That's it. You know? So if you're a watch dealer, be careful. There's a gentleman out there loose getting watches in memo to pawn them to pay Peter, you know? Pay Peter to pay Paul, you know, like that, you know, that kind of stuff. So, you know, you guys thought that probably that gentleman with the trucking sweat stain hat with the jumbo whiteout ears with the skin tight leotard jeans, small hands, small feet, 4 feet, 11 inches was the first. He's not the first. And I told you before, this happens many, many times in the watch industry, in the watch dealers. It happens a lot amongst themselves. But they don't talk about it. But me and Kino will. So if you are a watch dealer, you gotta be very careful with this spoofball. You know, with this spoofball that talks a real good game. He's sharp. He's unbelievable. He's sharp. And people get impressed, you know, when they see you come in that orange Go Fast car, you know, in that Montclair hoodie, you know, with the Louis Vuitton sneakers and a stack and a couple of stacks like that. You get impressed and you open up and you give him everything. You give him everything. But what he's basically doing is he's just taking your watches on memo and he's pawning them to pay his other victims that he has. That's right. But he got tangled up and now they're looking for them. And now they're looking for him. You know, unbelievable. They are looking for him out there. This is something that's happening a whole lot. And it's sad to see that, you know, some of these watch dealers are very honorable people. You know, some of them are very honorable. And this is their livelihood. You know, so when they get burned for $200,000, you know, that's basically a lot of money. You know, this can, you know, make them go under. You know, $500,000 can make you go under. And now you have to hunt down this person and look for him and find out what happened. Where's my, you know, where's my money? Forget about that, you know, we shook on it and you were going to pay me in 60 days. Give me my watches back. But now the watches are pawned up somewhere. You know, they're pawned. Because this was a Ponzi memo pawn scheme. So be on the lookout for this gentleman. He's out there. He's out there because these people can't get off the Range Rover. They got to keep on going because it's an addiction to the lifestyle. They don't know how to get off that lifestyle. It's very addicting. You know, it's very, very addicting. You know, driving that orange Go Fast car, you know, the $2,000 dinners, you know, the mommies, the babies, the chickies all around you, you know, You're unbelievable. You're like a star. But times are bad. And the watch market is dead. That's right. The watch market is dead. You see, when I tell you that the watch market is dead, this is what I mean. Nobody's buying watches now. Nobody's buying those hype watches. No, he was, you know the way he was buying, people were buying those watches? When he would pawn them. So A would think, wow, man, he sold those watches already. No, they were pawned. They were pawned. So there's a lot of watches pawned out there that belong to different watch dealers out there, to real serious watch dealers out there. You know, unbelievable but true. So keep an eye on that orange gold fast car, gentlemen, you know, with the Montclair hoodie, with the Louis Vuitton Nike sneakers, you know, and with the Supreme Louis Vuitton red backpack. Unbelievable. Be on the lookout for him. He's out there. He is in one of your cities. So, you know, if you watch dealers want to thank me and Kino, you can do so. But they say that this guy has taken a memo over $7 million in watches. Unbelievable but true. Unbelievable. But there it is. Because he doesn't want to get off the orange gold fast car. It's an addiction. It's an addiction. So be on the lookout for him. All right, guys? I hope this helps out a lot of the Muppet Boiler Room secondary gray watch market channels. You can thank me and Kino later on, but be on the lookout for this spoof ball that has FlimFlam, a lot of you out there. Anyway, guys, I hope you like what I had to say today and you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this wonderful channel. Don't forget to subscribe or share, you know, whatever you like. And gentlemen, take care and brush your hair.